Everybody want to be like motherfucking Cold Blooded Records. You know what I'm saying?
This has been this is what people been waiting for. My name is Pair Tate. We live in the slap, and it is an honor to have a true legend of East Tennessee culture, a true hustler, a motivator, someone who I view as iconic when it comes to being able to evolve as an artist. Well, started as a hustler, went to an artist, became the businessman, became a media mogul. The transition of the one, the only, the iconic Snake the Great, live from the slap.
Man, I'm appreciative, fam. Thank you. I didn't want to have a conversation with nobody more than I did with you, because you know me personally. You know the career, the trials, the tribulations, and thank you for your time. That's all I can say, family.
Man, I'm gonna start off with, you're the genesis of my career. Before I even aspired to get on the microphone, I was making your beat tapes, your instrumental CDs early in the morning, and this is the way it would go. You would either call me at 8:30 or 10 o'clock. You would roll up. I think you had the North Star back then.
I think it was a Sedan DeVille with the spinners on it. That was the spinners era.
With the white, it was white.
Pearl white Sedan
Pearl
DeVille.
white.
Yeah.
With the spinners. And I'm talking about, I would get either one or two phone calls. You would come to, this is when my apartment was in Prestwick Ridgeway, right across from West High School.
Salute.
And you were the first person to ever put money in my hands from working at JK Music. Like, you were the reason why people were trying to buy beat tapes from me. And then I got to see you live perform at the Platinum, where I'm getting up on stage, and then after a few other artists, you get on the Platinum stage, or you get on the Electric Ballroom. Like, you were one of the first true inspirations. And like I said, you've been funding my career since 2001, and you were 21.
I wouldn't say I was funding. I was contributing. You know, what I felt like is needed in our area where we come from is the business mind. Yes. I wouldn't let people do anything for me for free, completely free, because people would, look out. You the homie, you from the same neighborhood and stuff. But I wanted to implement that this is a business, because don't ask me for nothing for free, because I ain't doing it. In hip hop, especially local hip hop, people look at it like a buddy system. Nah, It ain't like that. That let me know you ain't got your ASCAP or your BMI, your legal. BMI. You ain't got your stuff copywritten. You ain't doing your stuff legally when you ain't giving people, at least for their time, whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you feel as if it's worth. Because, it's not a buddy system. This is the music business, not the music friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not the music friendship. Completely right. Completely right.
Yeah.
And getting to it, I always wondered this. How did you ever get the name Snake?
Okay.
I've always wondered it.
A lot of artists and rappers and stuff, they give themselves names. And I feel like that's not genuine. I feel like your name got to come from your experience. And I want to shout out somebody, one of my homeboys I grew up with named Keeve Daddy. Keeve
Daddy.
From C Hills, yeah. He named me
Ridgebrook, C Hills. Okay.
Yeah. He named me Slither at first.
He named you Slither.
It was Slither because he named me Slither because I used to get away from things that some people viewed as impossible. They'd be like, "How the hell did Snake make it out of that? How did he not? He outrun the police, or how did he not get shot when they shooting, or how did he come up with this $10,000 and we ain't even see how he do it, or how did he put that play together?" So they used to call me Slither at first, and then it just became Snake, you know what I'm saying? And I just ran with the name because that's what I was known as outside of Trevor. You know, my real name, Trevor Jackson. I don't, you know, I love my real name. I go by that in the media space, but Snake,
yeah, Trevor Jackson podcast.
yes, Snake. I kept Snake because it just is something that was gave to me from the streets, and I put the grade on it because I just felt as if everything that I was doing, I was trying to give my all to it and make sure that it was great. You know what I mean? So that's how I got the name. My boy Key Daddy gave me the name, man.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to him. Because I always wondered that, man. And then, you know, you were kind of like the first artist that I seen make commercials. But I think in that time frame, there was 5 Foot Giant making commercials. There was Nuts, who had a lot of media coverage, and like the Murder Dogs. They were always in the magazines. But you were able to be on like commercials for West Town Mall. Like you got the mall popping, where I mean the King of Bling, where like you were getting the jewelry from him to where everybody was getting their first piece from I mean. Like you were one of those ones. And an artist told me today, shout out to Ish Millie.
Salute to the brother.
When he was working on his mixtape, Ish Millie, he hit me up this morning. He said, man, when I was working on my mixtape, the first artist who really inspired me to do it and put it in the stores, it had to be Snake the Great. He said I could not be as dope as I was and not put out a project, a physical copy where people couldn't get to. I couldn't be known as I'm just good on the internet, I'm good at a few shows. I needed to put that material in front of the audience, and you were able to do that. And then some of your album covers were just so iconic as well, like in front of the University of Tennessee Stadium, the overlooking the Sun Sphere, the First Horizon building. Like, man, you truly made a stamp in it. Like, how were you able to commercialize that success by having those units back then? And that was when you had to sell units.
You know, that was an era where a lot of people couldn't afford to rap. And not saying that was a better era, because I like that everybody has access to be able to be creative and stuff, though. But that was a unique time to be able to press up physical copies, and you paying $5 a piece for them, and you getting 10,000 of them. You had to have 50,000 just to get the copies to sell to the people. So that was a real unique time. You couldn't just spend $20 or $50 and go to DistroKid or United Masters and create the music and upload it to digital platforms. It was a different time, and you really had to create and have some value. But the commercials came from being hot in the city. You know, when they say the rich get richer, you know,
the rich get richer. Rich get richer.
Not saying that I was rich or whatever though, but I was piping hot around that time, like doing the shows, like you were saying. I had the billboard on Watt Road right when you enter Knoxville with the album cover on the front of it. And we was throwing money and stuff at the Platinum around that time. Yeah. Having a ball, and we was riding in the candy cars and looking nice and spending money with the people who wanted the commercials and stuff. So when I did the commercial for Goldenmore, he asked me, you know, do you want this chain? And I want you to rap and get the people to the store. I said, no, how much the chain worth? He told me $2,000, $3,500. I said, just give me the cash. I don't want the little chain. Then Players Sportswear, they wanted me to watch.
You were major in play. Like a lot of people put you synonymous with Goldenmore, Players, Disc Exchange, Cats. Like, you are synonymous with a lot of entities in this city, man.
JK's too, because JK cut me my first physical check, and I can say it now. At that time, I wouldn't even have mentioned it on a podcast or whatever, and it's a reason why I didn't shoot videos, also music videos. But he cut me my first check. I gave him 4,000 CDs. He cut me a $35,000 check. He told me I kept the store open that month. $35,000 check. That was my first music check, and I was excited about that. I thank J.K. Keith to this day.
Shout out to Keith.
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to J Live too, because he was getting me to do those performances to get my face out there. And once I got my face out there, stores started reaching out. Comcast reached out once they seen me doing the commercials also and said, do you want to do a commercial to promote your own stuff? So I paid for commercials to air during the Super Bowl locally. They wasn't globally, but there was local commercials during the Super Bowl, during the All-Star game. And that was just a time, man. That was a time around that era that can't be denied, and also I was the type of artist too that wanted to bring everybody along. I wanted to collaborate with anybody.
Yeah.
It wasn't no hate, it wasn't no beef or none of that. But what got me into promotions and stuff like that was just like I was saying, the rich get richer. When you hot, you gotta be accessible. You can't be not wanting to work with these people. I don't like such and such. They from across town and all of this. No, you got to make sure that you accessible, because you're trying to get away from the lifestyle that you currently live in if you are a street artist. So I was just working with anybody, no matter who they was, no matter where they was from. I wanted to implement my sauce into what they was doing.
And then I want to talk about, like, you were able to have relationships with like major artists at the time. Because I view as far as titans in East Tennessee rap culture, and I will say that you made me feel proud to be from East 10. And I say that the two titans at the time for me were you and G Rapper. And I really want to salute both of y'all, because I'm listening to music with you and 8 Ball, one of my favorite artists, and you are going toe to toe with one of the best. And then I'm looking at videos of you, G Rapper, and Bun B in the hood, and this is 2 weeks before I even start giving you music, and I'm watching a real movie in real time. Talk about being able to really be one of those ones who set a standard for East Tennessee culture.
At that time, I was viewing quality over quantity. And
quality over quantity, boy. You dropping it. You just a gem dropper, man. You just a gem dropper. We got a lot of gems already. We ain't been 10 minutes in the interview.
No, but it's necessary to mention this though, Tate, because
okay.
When you are a person that's prioritizing the whole, I didn't view it as, what I'm saying, I'm just making this for me. I viewed it as me being the representation of us all. You know what I'm saying? And me viewing it like that, I couldn't be disgruntled with other people. I can't beef with somebody from across town or in the next neighborhood, because I'm the representation of us as a whole. So even if I don't like you or I think your music is trash, I'm going to collaborate with you. I might smoke you on a song, I hate to say it.
It is what it is.
But at the end of the day, I wanted to be the representation of us all, and I wanted to make sure everything that I was doing was quality. And that song I did with 8 Ball, they put that on their own project also. That was on a Bad Boy release. So We Them Boys, check it out if y'all want to. It's called We Them Boys. I had the first verse on their album before they even rap. Number 1, track 1.
And this was, that's why I say I was living the movie. And I know I kind of talked about this before the interview, but I always viewed you as someone of like a Rico Wade stature. And when Rico Wade passed away, it really hurt me, because for what Rico Wade was the Outcast, I kind of felt like that's what you were for me. And learning learning the real business, learning the exchange, learning how to perform, learning how to carry yourself on the microphone. Like, you were the example and you set the tone for everything after you. And I always feel like if anyone doesn't give you the recognition about that, it's like they don't really know what greatness, like you was where we aspired to be. And I always said, like, you were kind of like a Rico Wade figure in some aspect and not even knowing.
Mm-hmm. You know, I know we talking a lot about what was previously done. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Yes.
the past. But we're gonna get into what's going on now, and I want to keep
absolutely
keep it on the topic of discussion. But
I
had a lot of people around me that I want to give some credit to.
As
you know what I'm saying? And then I want to bring it back to us.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Lil G from C Hills was an inspiration.
Okay.
E Fresh, who did a lot of my early production. We used to perform at talent shows and things like that.
Shout out to E Fresh.
E Fresh, he produced for B Rush too. Me and B Rush dropped the same week. Both of our albums, B Rush, the Rush Hour album. Then my album Game Tight came out the week after that. That was a time, and E Fresh did a lot of production on that. I don't think E Fresh get the production credit that he's deserved in Knoxville or whatever though. But I had a lot of people to look up to, a lot of people that was already creating. I'm from a family of musicians. My father played the drums for the Manhattans, one of the first groups that got signed to Motown of all time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I had a lot of influence, and East Tennessee is rich in music culture. I just think that it's not appreciated nationally as it should be. But what's important about that is that, you know, the young guys seeing me come up, I wanted them to see the best. I wanted to be the best that I possibly could be, so I could set them up to be better than me. I'm one of them type of niggas, Tate. If a young boy watching this video and they want a deal back at home, you know, I'm going to come to them straight. I might not have no paper for you, but I will invest in your career to a point to where we can go to the studio, put it together, make sure that everything is high quality. You know what I'm saying? I invest in that piece of it, and then we can figure out the splits later on, you know what I'm saying, or whatever we're going to do from this though. But if you a very talented individual, I want to invest in you so you can put out a better project than mine. You know, a lot of people don't look at it like that. They'll have a whole bunch of people up under them that they are devaluing and holding them back so they can keep shining. Nah, that's lame. That's lame person's behavior. I ain't like that, fam.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
So now let's get into why the title. If not me, then who? What inspired this title? Because can I tell you something? I've been saying it when people ask like, if they ask me to do something, it's like, if not me, then who?
You are great. Look, listen. You are great, Tate. I'm gonna put the title on you first. If not you being the voice of the city, you the voice of the city. People may not want to accept it, but you the voice of the city. You the person that puts the shine on people. You the one that celebrates people's success, if you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? You celebrating people. And if not you, then who? Like, if not me, then who else can bear the responsibility that I've put upon myself? Who else
Not many.
do you expect to make the highest quality project from the town? Who else do you think is going to rap with integrity, purpose, and meaningful substance? Who else? If not me, then who? When you get this project, fam, this one is coming, 9/11, it is undeniable. If they listen to it and they got a second guess of the wordplay, the messaging, the the growth, the evolution of the man, then it's something wrong with them internally, because when you listen to it, it's undeniable. That's all I'm saying, fam.
Yeah. Because now I want to ask you this: are there any major collaborations on this album? Because can I say this before you even get into that? You eat people alive on these collabs, man. Like sometimes I don't want any of these rappers to be mad, or artists or MCs. I go to your part. I skip to your part on a lot, but then I love the fact that you go first sometimes. So then I listen to your part and then I cut everything. Some art, like I ain't gonna say names, just some. Sometimes I have done that. I'm a culprit of that. So talk about some of the major collabs on this one.
On this one, it was one person that I reached out to, and it didn't happen because Spirit closed down the day of. I reached out to Foxy Brown. I wanted her to do the chorus of the
Fox Bookie?
Yeah, the classic song that she did with Nas. Watch them niggas that's close to you and make sure they do what they supposed to do. I remade that song and I wanted her to do the chorus. So I did the chorus over or whatever though. But the collaboration didn't happen. And the whole thought of if not me, then who is basically me speaking about me. So collaborations was minimal on this album. It was minimal because it's about me and it's about the growth and it's about the transformation of then to now. So I put Lex on the album, legendary Lex. He just went to the Grammys this year. He got production credits on Shabuzi album and a few people album. He worked with Empire and he was at the Grammys, nominated for a Grammy and everything. Excuse me. I got all of the family on the album, the Cold Blooded Records boys. I got my nephew AD on the project. This is the first time that the world is ready to get to hear him. He just 19 years old. He cold. That's all I'm gonna say. Easy and on the project.
You already got records. You already got records on radio though. Like you are like before the album's coming out, you already got records on radio.
Yeah, the song that you spinning for me right now is playing in DC, Baltimore, Charlotte, and I just seen spins for some town that I can't pronounce in Mexico. Everybody is playing The Opportunist with Lex Lucchese. The Opportunist is a real, personable record because it's talking about watch out for people who are only there for the opportunity.
You know what it's like? I feel like we sitting on the porch and you just give so much insight and you really ahead of your time, Snake, and you've been ahead of your time. Like, how do you feel about the current state of hip hop? And then I want to talk to you about Knoxville hip hop as well. Like, how do you feel about those current states?
I enjoy it, man. I think a lot of people are too, they internalize artists too much and they get in their feelings and they start defending artists and they start talking bad about people they don't know. Like that kind of gets weird when you start talking bad about people that you only know through their music or through their videos and visuals and stuff. But, these previous 2 years has been some of the most inspirational times in hip hop over the last 25 years of me creating.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Wow. Like what makes it that for the last 2 years? What all transpired to get this level of inspiration to get Snake to get on the microphone again?
I want to celebrate and congratulate what Nas did at Mass Appeal last year. We hear about artists becoming CEOs and they get over on people and try to force their hand to get the bag. What
Yeah.
Nas did with those 7 albums last year, with Ghostface, Raekwon, De La Soul, bringing Big L back, Mobb Deep,
R.I.P.
bringing Prodigy back, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Who else? He even dropped the album himself with what's
Hit Boy?
No. He
Not
did
with
it
Hit Boy. Oh, with Premier.
with Premier.
Premier.
What he did was unprecedented, and what he's continuing to do by putting his homeboy AZ album out just earlier this year.
How nice are they when they compliment each other so well on the record, man?
Think about this. Some people hate the person that made it to the top. You know what I'm saying? Or the person.
Oh, explain.
Or the person
Explain
at the top don't look back down to bring the people back up. What Nas is doing is unprecedented. I think it's not appreciated enough because he is bringing people that is on the latter end of their career and putting them back in the spotlight.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And highlighting them. They might not be doing platinum numbers and all of that, but they're still creating at a high quality level, and the world is still getting to see it. That is something that I appreciated. The clips coming back together, getting a fully produced album from Pharrell and Malice and them. A lot of people only heard the Dope Boy raps, but I heard Pusha T talking about losing his child and all of that. I heard the stories of the mother and the father passing on, the birds don't sing and all of that. I heard the passion of them talking about the streets and the hustle and all of that. Freddie Gibbs' album and what Alchemist is doing production wise. Even the beef, you know what I'm saying, with Kendrick Lamar. I love Dodger Blue and some of the records that he put out on GNX. The double disc from J. Cole, phenomenal project. What Drake is doing now, and a lot of people may disagree, but I thought releasing 3 albums in 3 different genres was a unique way of doing it, and then streaming the whole project and cutting the songs up to make them videos was something that people need to be aware of.
Well ahead of the time. Well ahead of the time.
So looking at the transformation in the game, it inspired me to write. I said, oh, nah, I can't do this and I can't not say nothing. I got to have something to say. Sometimes if the lie is more entertaining than the truth, the folks appreciate the lie. And I can't see them coming down my eyes. Been through it all, never told one lie. I was willing to die, but that ain't a surprise. Couldn't stay in the trenches, letting the time pass me by. I'm Flinders, baby, born 1980. The streets drove a nigga crazy, but this life is amazing. They didn't want me to win, and I took a few L's, but now it's only up. I hope you wishing me well. Wishing I failed, that's what the haters do. But no, I'm nothing like you. I celebrate your elevation, acknowledge dedication, no matter the occupation. Go get yours, that's inspiration. When you touching that paper, that's a different sensation. I'm trying to climb to the top, they wanna stop me now. Stop me how? Block my shot, the ref called it a foul. I'm up early on the prowl, y'all should throw in the towel. Lanes, I'm never around. Had to hustle through the pain, kept my name in the game. Seen brothers sell their soul, trying to chase some fame. Now I move a little different, can't be thinking the same. I'm from the bottom, where the losses make your heart turn cold. Where they smile in your face, but it be deep in their soul. And I can't see them coming down my eyes. I can't see them coming down my eyes. All them lies that you spoke, you thought I would fold, but I kept this shit trill, if the truth be told. All them lies that you spoke, you thought I would fold, but I kept this shit trill, if the truth be told. See, I don't reminisce much, but I really fucked up about how they gentrified the hood. It's like it's never enough. I wish I knew what I know now, not about the whole block. They wanted 10K a piece, now they 200 a pop. All my dogs turn to ops for the love of the dough. This nigga said that I told, but where the paperwork though? See, you a fuck nigga for that, and I don't view you the same. The definition of lame, he tried to slander my name, but I won't mention yours, cause guess it really ain't worth it. And if it ever is, nigga, just know that I'm a surgeon. See, we winning over this way and moving with purpose. See, y'all losing over that way. Them haters is worthless. And I can't see them coming down my eyes. I can't see them coming down my eyes. All them lies that you spoke, you thought I would fold, but I kept this shit real, if the truth be told. All them lies that you spoke, you thought I would fold, but I kept this shit real, if the truth be told. You know, yeah. And then when I'm gonna get on the hometown piece,
yeah,
I see a lot of people creating at home. It's a hell of a lot of talent.
Yeah.
You know, but the beef and folks not unifying and coming together, that shit lame as hell.
Man, is it not?
That shit,
is it not?
I ain't even trying to curse on her like that or do too much though, but that's lame. That's super lame.
Very lame.
Even if you don't like this individual, I think that it's coming to a time to where if East Tennessee is gonna pop the way that it's capable of, because it's an untapped market. If folks ain't unifying and everybody ain't promoting each other, then it's never gonna happen. And I hate to say that because I travel the world and people don't even know where it's at, fam. They don't even know what I'm talking about.
A lot of people don't even know where Knoxville is on the map because on a national level. And the artists here, because I want to talk about Knoxville hip hop, it's like they're in the talent business and not into the music business, because the internet has a powerful way of making someone feel as if they're bigger than they are, but they don't have the fans and they're not selling the merchandise and they not even leaving their home for more than 6 to 15 times a month. You're not really an artist if you don't have a career of you being gone at least 15 times or 12 times out of the month. Where you don't see that. You see a lot of people celebrating the backyard, but it's easy to be a big fish in a small pond. What does it look like when you get in that ocean?
That is a great question, and that's a great topic of discussion, because I feel as if, you know, when you the underdog and everybody is rooting for you, everybody is sharing your content, everybody is commenting and liking and, you know what I'm saying, talking about, oh, you talented. You know what I'm saying? That'll get the algorithm putting you out there more. But
you talented.
See, you see how I tried to highlight that. You talented.
You talented.
You're capable. Basically, it's cool at first. But then when you start to succeed and excel and start valuing yourself more and having an expectancy that I'm better than what they view me as, then you'll have people pull back from you, from your hometown or from your neighborhood or whatever. And you have to take that talent elsewhere to people who just appreciate the art and the creativity of what you're doing. And then once you start to evolve and people see it, they're going to either ride with you or they're going to be against you. But it's a business first, man. And, you know, I don't think people view it as that. They view it as talent and I'm better than these niggas down the street. And it's just a minimalistic mind frame. It's a crab in a bucket mentality when it don't have to be.
Oh man, you hit it on the head. It's a really crab in the bucket mentality. And I think I kind of witnessed it firsthand, because dealing with radio and dealing with, if they see your name on the playlist, but they don't see their name on the playlist, they want to find out why that they're not on the playlist, and they don't understand radio ads, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day campaign to get them heard. Like, people don't understand that. Like, how did you understand about being seen in the other markets? Like, why is it that you resonate with other cities and you're so adaptable with that? Like, what in life clicked where you just made it to have that adaptability to reach so many different markets?
You know, I feel as if I'm from Knoxville. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm from Earth also. I ain't get ready.
I'm from Earth. I'm from Earth. Oh man.
Man, I can go anywhere, fam. Why I can't? Come on now. Why?
Anywhere.
Yeah. This shit small. This ball that we living on, if people believe it's a ball, because some folks will say it's flat. This shit small, fam. Like, I don't understand when the East Coast and the West Coast beefing.
Over the side of the coast.
Come on, man. This shit small, man. I just want my wife, this weekend she want to go to Atlanta just to eat. We ain't
y'all better go. Y'all can hit up Breakfast Boys in the morning. Y'all can hit up Prime Cigar at night.
See, it's small, man. You got to be honest with you. I feel like people gotta go live, man. That's all, fam. I see you at spring break in Miami and over here doing these things, and you know what I'm saying, Pair Tate traveling the world, fam.
Cancun, Guadalajara, Acapulco, the Bahamas, Jamaica,
Turks,
hosting spring break as a college student rapper.
Yeah. You know, people got to get out their mind that they got to dominate the nigga from across town.
Man, because nigga from across town, you should be wanting to. I always feel that sometimes I think ego and pride has gotten in the way of a lot of that. And you never were the big ego pride. Like, you never, I felt like you were never full of yourself when you were kind of seen as the one of the chosen few, the anointed of that hierarchy. Like, when they speak of East Tennessee and the history and the eras, like, your name is mentioned over and over from people that either lived it or seen it and got to watch that. Did your life influence that, of how you are with never being a big ego person or very prideful?
You know, I want to say, like, you know, I may have grew up in a projects. You know, we ain't have much. I ain't going to try to maximize the minimal lifestyle we lived. We didn't have much. But I lived with my granny and my mama. And I was loved, man. I don't have a hateful heart for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I remember times, you know what I'm saying, when gang culture visited my hood in Knoxville, and people wanted to be kitchen crips or Five Deuce Hoovers and Avalons and all type of stuff, 99 Main Streets, whatever they are. And I was like, nah, I can't be a part of that. Like, I don't understand it, and I still don't, you know what I mean, celebrate it or have no value for it. I actually disrespect people that is from the southern region wanting to represent something in California that they never seen before. You know, I don't have a hateful heart for what they got going on.
Yeah.
And I respect whatever they doing, but at the end of the day, I can't identify with that mentally. I can't identify with you from the east side, I'm from the west side, I'm better than you, or I got something against you. I grew up in a loving household. You know what I'm saying? With my sister, my mom, and my granny. My father might not have been present like I wanted him to be, but when I was in his presence, he didn't show me nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't be an egotistical person and try to dominate people. I was just you know what I'm saying? I might have been that guy that was a hustler by any and all means, but I never viewed myself as better than nobody, and I thought people that did that was actually lame. To be honest with you.
I do too. I do too. And I think that's why, you know what I'm saying, I gravitated to you because, you know, just seeing you, you were always, you know what I'm saying, dapping me up, showing love. And, you know, a lot of times when you're seen as the guy or seen as one of the top tier dudes, the perception of being Hollywood, and you never came off like that during the time of which you were in. I wanted to ask you this because I love street music and I love trap music. And listening to you, you made a lot of hustler anthems. Like you had to be waking up early to get to the chicken if you're listening to Snake the Great. Like, and do you feel that street music and trap music are a thing of the past?
That's a great question because, you know, I embody that lifestyle and the growth of that lifestyle. I don't think it's a thing of the past because I think it's still an experience that some young brothers is having and that they're dealing with. But the important piece of street music and trap music is that, coming from me and coming from Knoxville, is that when I was doing it, when I released that first album, it wasn't cool to do. You know, people were saying that I was self-snitching, self-incriminating myself because I was the first. Not trying to say that as a bragging thing or whatever, though, but I was the first. I grew up listening to UGK and Pimp C, Pocket Full of Stones. You know, that street music, girl, they was speaking of the lifestyle that I was actually living. So the only reason I started rapping that way is because that's all I knew. I didn't know nothing else. I couldn't see anything outside of that because I was in the hood all day. So I was just speaking of what I seen, and people were saying that I was self-incriminating myself.
Wow.
Now everybody doing it.
But what you did, though, you talked about what you did. This era is talking about they gonna do it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
crazy to me. That's crazy to me because you were giving us stories of what happened, where
or what will happen. Yeah,
they telling us they doing it tomorrow.
See, another thing too, I wasn't never a violent artist. Like I never implemented violence. I was always the player, the dude that was just getting some paper and wanted to talk about life experiences, the consequences, the reality of it. And you know, I still do implement street terminology and hustler tales in my music, and the music that I'm creating now is more leaning towards when I talk about the financial aspect of the streets and the game. I try to talk about equity. I try to talk about ownership. I try to talk about percentages. That's the only language I speak. I try to talk about equity, building investment portfolios and all of that old type of stuff from the streets to the corporate realm now. So it's a different ball game, but it's still speaking to the voice of the voiceless, the people that's at the bottom, knowing that they can obtain this, knowing that they can come from the trenches and be able to learn and go get real estate license and journalism certificates and go just keep going, never stop. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, street music is going to always be relevant as long as the streets is a reality.
As long as the streets are a reality.
Yeah.
Man. I wanted you to elaborate on this when you said you always making that player music. Do you feel like it's a resurgence of keeping things player, and there's anybody that you listen to that you feel like they're keeping it player, they keeping it the relevancy that you show and in your art? Do you feel like any artists are doing that, like keeping it player?
I'm not trying to minimize the game or nobody. I haven't really heard much of it. Because when I think about the dominant music now, and I think about the Drakes, the Futures, the Little Babies, Young Thugs, that's tricking music. They ain't keeping it player. They ain't got a player bone in their body. The biggest rappers in the game is tricks.
Wow. I didn't, you know, when you put it in like that and then they saying what they pay for. Yeah. Wow. I didn't even put that together because I've been hearing so many, like just podcasts of people talking about, man, make this player again. Y'all need to be on some player shit. Y'all wasn't on player shit and make everything player again. And I just can remember listening to you and it was always on that player elevate, like Outkast type, that UGK type. And, you know, I was just wanting to know, as far as the music now, like who are you currently listening to? Like who is like somebody that when you hear them, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I need to, and this has got me back to the inspiration of making me create this monumental project. If not me, then who? Like who got you to go into the bag?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give some shine to some newer artists too.
Okay, let's get some newer artists in here.
The newer artists, and they are very inspirational to me too. I like the Deontay Hitchcock guy.
Deontay Hitchcock
out of Atlanta.
Tough.
He's lyric driven. He is
praying to God.
Yeah. He's lyric driven. He is not trying to be something that he is not. His sound is unique, but it's something that I can resonate with. He's releasing music in 2026, but it still he's from Atlanta, so you know, it's kind of interesting to see the direction that Atlanta is going right now, because trap music ain't dead, but that Atlanta sound is kind of weird right now. The little babies and the young thugs and those guys that's using those.
It's a weird time.
Yes, it's spooky. But when I listen to Deontay Hitchcock, he has that what's my boys that created Outkast music?
You talking about Dungeon Family?
The Dungeon Family. I'm sorry for forgetting that name. He got the Dungeon Family feel, the JID feel, and all of that.
Yeah,
I'm really influenced by Deontay Hitchcock. I like what he's doing. I love what Stove God Cooks is doing up there in Syracuse.
Yeah.
New York. Stove God Cooks is one of them ones. He was featured on that Clips album. After I heard him on Clips album, I went and researched him, and I said, oh, nah, he nice. He got an album coming out with Swiss Beats here soon. Totally produced by Swiss Beats, and Swiss Beats ain't making those hyper beats. He making soul sample beats.
Yeah.
So I really like Stove God Cooks. I like Deontay Hitchcock. I like JID. You know, it's a few artists that's really putting it down in the game right now, and that got some good music.
See, you giving people some insight of artists they probably haven't checked out or not even did they research on. Have you always been like that far as checking out artists that people haven't heard, or like you always had an ear for people that wouldn't be recognized, like, but it would be the ones who made incredible art that would recognize them? Like, where did you get this musical ear from in that aspect? Because I know you come from the musical family in the background, but as you've evolved with music, has your ear changed?
Most definitely it has changed. And what keeps me relevant, Tate, I don't listen to old music. If you ain't dropping new music, I'm never going to go back to you. Because when Friday drop midnight, I'm going straight to new music, and that's all I'm listening to that week.
Right.
Next Friday, I'm going straight to new music, and that's all I'm listening to that week. I'm not going back listening to people projects. You get 2-3 listens to me if the album is fly. You know what I'm saying? I keep pumping it and everything though, but I'm not going to continuously listen to old stuff. I need to stay up to date at what's popping right now. So I suggest all artists to continuously creating, because
Yeah.
Life is short. People ain't got time for, you know what I'm saying, going back listening to your old projects unless it was something very significant. Even when physical copies was out, I was going to the CD store every Tuesday copying everything.
Right.
Ride around and we're going to roll up 3. We're going to smoke and we're going to listen to these albums and we're going to go to the chop house and get something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Man. I want to ask you this. Why do you think artists have trouble evolving? Because I see a lot of older artists wanting to be young YNs and they're not moving with the time of, speaking of equity, speaking of financial security, speaking of traveling, it's you still selling dope, you haven't made the transition to the businessman yet. Like, why do you think a lot of artists struggle at evolving?
You made me laugh because I heard a 50-year-old nigga talking about riding 24s the other day. I was like, good God Almighty, what he talking about, fam? It's just this is an important question, and it's kind of like I got two pieces to this question. I don't think that people are prioritizing evolution in life.
Ooh.
They're content with where they are at. That plays an impact on your life with your friendships, your relationships, your family relationships, because, how are you going to be a married man or a good father to your kids or a good son to your mother and father if you don't prioritize continuous growth for life? Why am I gonna want to listen to a nigga that can't articulate himself? He talking about the same shit he was talking about 25 years ago.
I can't do it. And then it's like you didn't grow from. It's like they stuck in 2005, 2006. That era, you gotta grow, and I see a lot of artists not wanting to be their age, or they still rapping their shoe size.
But
I hear a lot of that.
You gotta purposefully do it. Some people see success, even for the people who see success. And I'm gonna mention some major artists that's struggling with this right now, and this is not a shot at them. This is just the fact.
Yeah,
it's people that see success that don't evolve. You see what I'm saying? Or they want to stay in that realm of what made them successful.
Yeah,
I look at Lil Wayne. His messaging and his lyrics, he's one of the best to ever do it. But it's over. Like, where is the growth? You might still can be cool. You might still can spit metaphors and soliloquies and all of this old type of shit and, double entendres, triple entendres. But where is the growth in the messaging? I don't care about your lean or your Percocets or you had sex with these women or in any of that. That's childish shit at 43, 44. I listen to Future, one of the best artists in the last decade. I went to his concert, had a phenomenal time. I was loving the records and everything. And he's a promoter of the user culture.
Yeah.
He's a promoter of
Percocet. Molly Percocet.
on the new Drake record, he said he spent $1 million on a female. Not saying that's I care that he did that, but that's not something that is of significance at 41 or 42 years old.
That's not your wife you spending $1 million on.
That's foolishness. You a lame. That's lame nigga behavior to me. I could be wrong, and that could be cool to some people, but to me, the growth, when you rapping, it shows. That's why I can appreciate Malice coming back to the game after 15-year hiatus and speaking the way he's speaking. I can
Yeah.
appreciate the growth in artists like Wale, who don't get the credit he deserved.
Man, he dropped. I like the project that he dropped. Was it Forlorn 3? I like that project, and then I like the new
Everything
record,
a lot.
Tiana Taylor.
Did you
Yeah.
did you see did you listen to the new album? Everything is a lot.
I haven't listened to the entire whole album, but I've been getting bits and pieces of it. That Tiana Taylor track with him is pretty tough. I like that. I like that joint.
To me,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, from a artistic standpoint,
Mhm.
Everything a lot is a top 3 album of 2025.
Oh, okay.
Easily. Hands
Okay.
down.
Okay.
But that's just my perception because it shows growth. It shows his poetry side. It shows evolution in the man. And I can appreciate that. That's something that I appreciate. That, most people don't appreciate growth. They appreciate popularity and antics and things that get attention. That's just weird to me, to be honest.
So you think artists confuse that? They think that the popularity can be used as growth, and they're not even growing. They just keep becoming more popular, but they're not growing as a human being.
That's
You
what
feel like that's going on a lot.
I know it for a fact. That's what's going on because the labels got to make money. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get in the game and you want to make some money, you have to be popular. You don't have to be an artist at all. You don't have to be talented at all. You could be completely garbage. We can get writers in here, producers in here. We can use artificial intelligence to enhance your vocals and get the best mixer and masterer in here in the game and make you popular. Once you popular, that's all we need you to be is popular. We don't need you to be talented.
Because I heard you say something about is AI killing creativity. I saw something that you said about that, and I felt like when you said that, you kind of spoke for a lot of people who kind of feel the same way, that the creative aspect of making a record to reach the masses isn't what it once was because of where AI is coming to play.
AI has replaced the graphic designer. It has replaced the person who masters the project. Now everything is being uploaded digitally. So you have eMaster, you have Mastering Box, you have all of these mastering websites where it's just plug and go.
And it keeps that same sound.
You have people that can't sing worth a damn right now, but you can upload them and tune them to where it sounds like something, and you can tune them without hearing the tuner. You know what I'm saying? So the creativity piece is something that I appreciate, that I can tell instantly when I'm listening to a record, because I can tell from the emotions and the feelings that's being put into the record. But everything is digital now. Everything is being removed. Like artificial intelligence has their own artists now. They ain't even gonna need humans to drop an album.
Not even gonna need a human to drop an album anymore. Yeah. I wanted to speak to you about producers and how you value production, and I want to hear your top 5 producers from the 865, because I really wanted to get into this one. That's why I'm saving some of these questions for the people that I know that's gonna be clicking and hearing and seeing the clips, because that's a question that I know that you are gonna answer, and you gonna think about it for a minute. Like
I don't have to think long. I'm sorry.
You don't gotta think long?
I don't gotta think long.
Okay. You ain't gotta think long. So your top 5 producers from the 865.
First, I want to talk about how I value production before I get into that. But my top 5 producers from the 865 is going to be objective. It's not going to be who I like. It's not going to be who produced for me the best. It's going to be based upon statistics and based upon what I know they're capable of, what I've seen them do, and what they have done. And first, what I value about producers is that, if I have the bars already wrote, you can internalize the feeling that I was trying to give and put the sound out, the soundtrack to that, of that feeling that I kept saying it to you and you just kept playing the bass and the drums and you found the perfect sample for it or whatever you did to make it complete and make it whole. I appreciate that. And I like producers that have tons of beats because I ain't gonna feel everybody beat. I don't care if it's Swiss Beats, Timbaland, or Dr. Dre. I ain't gonna feel all your beats. So I need to be able to play 10 or 15 of them. And that one that stuck out to me is the one that I'm going to put my, you know what I'm saying, my aura down to. The one that stuck out to me. So I need you to have a ton of beats. But my top 5 producers from the 865 of all time, I'm going to go from 5 to 1.
5 to 1, okay.
Number 5, to me, I would say is Mr. Ends.
Donald Brown. Mr.
Donald
N.
Brown. He has
Donald
to
Brown.
get mentioned.
Ozone Studios.
Yes, most definitely. He has to get mentioned because Mr. Ends, you know, he really plays music.
Yeah.
He knows how to play. He know how to sample. He produced for my favorite rapper of all time, Pimp C. He produced the Mama song on Pimp C album.
Really?
Yeah, he has a musical background and he can grasp the feeling of whatever you're trying to produce or whatever song you're trying to create. Mr. Ends is a legend. He's one of the greatest to ever do it in East Tennessee.
Absolutely.
Number 4.
Number 4.
I would have to go with Mr. York. I give Mr. York some credit.
Mr. York.
Yeah, Mr. York.
Mr.
From
York,
Gutter
4882 Gutter Bound. Okay.
From Gutter Bound. I got to give him some credit because when he was producing in that studio, everybody has some of that sound in their records. He tore the clubs down. Yeah. You know, a lot of his beats, he produced a lot of tracks for me. He got some heat. And I really appreciate what Mr. York has done in totality and the amount of people that he has worked with, from Don Nitty to Dip to Sleazy to Mac Dan to his own records. Mr. York should be appreciated. Number where I'm at? I'm at 3.
You at 3. You said Ends. You said York. We are now at 3. We at 3 of the 5. 3 of the 5 top producers.
Number 3. This is about to get interesting because I know who I want to say, but I'm trying to make sure that I put it together right.
Okay.
I'm gonna give somebody I never got a beat from ever.
Okay.
DJ Doink. I give DJ Doink his flowers.
DJ Doink.
Yeah. And Alcoa.
Doink. Alcoa.
He produced the original 865 for Mr. Mac. He produced whole albums for a lot of those boys out there in Alcoa. You know, he is the sound of that South, Knoxville, Alcoa. Those boys are hell of a producers, and it's just a ton of artists that he has worked with. And once you hear that sound, it's significant to the city of Tennessee and the city of Knoxville. So I give so far I say Mr. Ends.
Mr. Ends, Mr. York, and DJ Doink. You done named 3 of the 5. We got 3 of the 5.
If I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize, but this is just from my time in Knoxville because I have not lived there for a decade now. It's been a decade.
You've been gone for a minute, man.
You know, number 2. This is a tough one. Give me some name some producers for me, Tate.
Okay.
That you listen to.
I'm not. Were you ever hip to Kase? You weren't hip to Kase. Were you ever hip to G Styles, Golden Styles.
You know, I got something to mention about him at the end, after I give all my takes. He is not going to be in my top 5, but I know what he's capable of, and this is going to be an eye opener to everybody watching this interview when I say what I got to say.
Okay. Mac Tuck.
Mac Tuck Cole.
Mac Tuck Cole. I mean Lex Lucazi.
Yeah, I know about Lex.
You know about Lex. See, like I can go a little bit. I can go a few places. Savor.
I never heard of Savor beat, but I know him though.
Yeah, you know him. Man, low key. I
was gonna go there.
Okay.
I got it though. I got my 2 and 1 now. I got it.
Okay. You got your 2 and 1. So at number 5 you had Mr. Ends. At number 4 you had Mr. Yawk. At number 3 you had DJ Doink. We are now at number 2 of your top 5 of the 865 producers.
A lot of people may disagree with me.
Okay.
But you know, I feel like I'm an artist that has not been appreciated like how I deserved. But
yeah, I agree to that.
Little Larry from Lil Larry and Yo Thug. You remember Lil Larry?
Oh man, I finally put together that Mario Marino is Yo Thug, and I bought his CD at the Kumba Fest.
Yeah,
and he's from Memphis. And matter of fact, there's an unreleased song with you and him that I heard for the first time 2 weeks ago. He had sent it to me, and I was like, I never heard this record.
You know, I done music with everybody, Tate. Everybody you could think of, like even the new artists. I got songs with all of them. But I want to give Little Larry his credit. It's deserved. You know,
shout out to Larry Shite.
Larry is one of the sample gods. You know, one of the drum patterns and the bass gods. And you know, the first time I feel like I had a hit record, Lil Larry produced it. You know, it was called For the Money. And Lil Larry is somebody that should be appreciated in the culture more, and people should prioritize his beats, because that sound of East Tennessee, if nobody got it. This is what I'm basing it off of too. My rankings is based off of, can you sound like what our culture is?
Can you sound like what our culture is?
Yeah, that's why 5 was Ends. He sounds like that East Tennessee. Yawk. He personifies the streets. 3, DJ Doink. He is in an area, but he is dominant in that area. 2, Little Larry, one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
Number 1, if it wasn't for this man, it wouldn't be no radio play. You know, all the songs that was significant on the radio in Tennessee was produced by Lex Lucchese. When the 865 remix came out by Mr. Mac, that was a Lex Lucchese beat. It was.
Shout out to Lex Lucchese. Shout out to Mac. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. But yeah, shout out to Lex.
See, I ain't even see the artist. I'm just mentioning the artist because he produced it for them. No disrespect to Mac, Miss Key, or Ace Boogie, but that production is why. It didn't. They raps complimented that, but that production is the reason why he was the first person that was producing like industry sound.
Can I give an honorable mention?
Talk to me.
Do you remember B1 and B2? The twins.
Yeah, I do remember them boys. Yeah, they cold.
Bradley and Brian.
That's what I remember them as, Bradley and Brian. I don't remember them B1 and B2. Cold. Man,
but you know, they were in that platinum Matrix era. They were in that era.
See,
I felt like they should get an honorable mention. But when you said Ends, when you said Yawk, when you said Doink, when you said Lil Larry, I don't think Lil Larry gets the recognition he's deserved, because the stuff I heard with Yo Thug, and I didn't know who Mario Marino was. I feel so bad. And then when you said Lex gave me one of the best compliments I've ever received when he said I was one of the hardest rappers he ever heard on radio. When he said that, he changed my whole level of thinking.
You know, I want to give some honorable mentions too, though.
Yeah, get some honorable mentions on this. I think this is good.
E Fresh produced my whole debut album.
E Fresh, shout out to E Fresh.
E Fresh produced for B Rush and a lot of people around that time. E Fresh was supposed to be Knoxville's Zaytoven. That
Really?
is who he was supposed to be, but he has stopped working with people, and that's the only reason I didn't put him in the top 5. He would have been number 1, but I didn't put him in it because his period stopped. Like me, people like to talk about me as if what I've done is a past tense thing, but since COVID, I done released 5 albums. And all of them pressure to me. But E Fresh, I want to mention him. Golden Styles, I hope he heard this interview and this conversation, because he has done something that has represented the city well. And he don't even know that we family.
Yeah.
We blood family. You know,
don't even know it.
Don't even know it, that the GOAT is his hot damn cousin. You know what I'm saying? Jay Bush, what he's doing right now in the city is phenomenal. Yeah. We family also. That's my blood cousin.
I think Jay Bush, as far as MCs, I think he got the crown.
He do. He definitely
got the crown. Like, and his cousin is like right there. I mean, his rapping partner, I don't think they related, but they may be. Michael Dion is right there behind him, like I feel like they need to put an album together with just them. Like I really feel like they would change the diameter of a lot of things as far as what they do. Like Michael Dion is one of the ones, but when you said Jay Bush, I think Jay Bush is
representing the best.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, if you would have came to my family reunion and would have seen the artist that was there, the best in the state.
Your nephew was one half of E&T.
Yeah, he's still easy.
And when I tell you, if I had $500,000 to invest in a duo, I was investing in E&T. They performed well. They got out and they were at every venue. They had the videos. They really were. I think that they can go down as one of the best duos to ever come out of the city.
Yeah.
They didn't get their just due. And I think they
was young though. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, they were young. They were hella young. But
E is phenomenal. He's still on the same label, Cold Blooded Records, with me. You know, that's family. So at the end of the day, E is putting out religious music now. You know,
he is.
Gospel rap, and he's doing a great job. And his messaging is what we've been talking about through this whole podcast. He's showing growth. He just
evolving.
He just turned 30. You know, he went from.
Oh, he is 30 now.
Yeah, he about to turn 31 in a couple of more days.
I'm old now. He's 30. I'm old now. He's 30.
Because you remember him at the teenage days performing them songs.
Man, I do. I really do.
But I just want to know. I want Golden Styles to know. You know, send me some of them records, nigga. You're gonna have the best raps ever spit on your verses is gonna come from your family member.
Yeah, we need to put that out there for my man G Styles, man. I've been talking to him recently. He's been instrumental in some of my level of thinking of how things going around the city. So, you know, I put out a statement of what I was asked in the interview about how radio was, and a lot of those artists that weren't getting played on certain stations were always coming to me. And you know what I mean? And it just was 90.3 was a spot where you heard a lot of artists that you didn't hear. What do you think? You think artists still value radio at all? Do you think they do at all?
Nah, it's over. It's over, especially there, because radio don't prioritize the city. And before I get on radio, I want to give another honorable mention to Mike.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Mike McBath is.
Woo! That's my guy.
He's on the way.
That's my guy.
He on the way on y'all ass. He on the way.
We got a record with Jimmy Waters right now. Shout out to Jimmy Waters. We got a record with him where I'm featured on it. He got me back in the lab. Now,
phenomenal record.
You like it? You
phenomenal.
You showing growth?
Phenomenal record. Phenomenal. From the Jimmy Waters verse, your verse is so fluent. It's a great verse. To the production, I can tell that Mike McBath is using all real instrumentation. And that's different. That's why I had to mention him before we move along in the conversation. I forgot what that topic was, though, but I had to mention Mike McBath and that record that y'all
top 5 producers, top 5. We had some honorable mention in there. So we went Ends, we went Yawk, we went DJ Doink, we went Lil Larry Shipe. Then we went to Lex Lucchese. So 5. That was that, man. And then the guys that we gave the honorable mention to,
Mike McBath, Golden Styles, E Fresh, and it's plenty more.
I got another guy in there. Did you ever hear about Clockwork and Strohs?
Yeah.
Did you ever? Yeah. It's a lot of those guys don't get, like, Strohs is getting placements. Like Strohs.
What's white buddy named Cuzzo something? I forgot. Cousin C.
Oh my goodness. Cousin C is one of them. See? Cousin C.
Cousin C now. That's a problem.
Cousin C.
That's a problem. He's a problem.
Yeah. But that's why I was naming guys like Kase.
Yeah.
You said Cousin C. Strohs, Clockwork, Mac Tuck, G Stop. That honorable mention list is crazy. Low key
Drake can't be
Rush.
Key, yeah, phenomenal. All them brothers, man. Salute to the whole city, man. Keep creating, keep evolving and doing your thing at a high clip. I appreciate all y'all.
I got another honorable mention. T Ant. Did you ever get on T Ant? Did you ever hear Terrence Anthony, the Black Phil Jackson? See, he's tough.
Yeah, he's
Black Phil Jackson.
Black Phil Jackson. He got a name like that. He gotta been done won some championships.
Shout out to T Ant, man. Yeah. I would be remiss. I have another one. Squite from Usual Suspects with Wanse and Kafili. Like he was hell on the beats too. Hell on the beats.
That's what's up.
Arts and Crafts. Do we remember the Arts and Crafts, Science Omega?
Yeah. It's a ton of producers, and I feel like the producers are what make the artists. But to be honest with you, the engineer should be the person that's prioritized the most.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you about this. How do you feel about the way the music is being monetized now? Because you came in the era of units, and if somebody was trying to download any of the music you had in that time frame, it would have been tough to get. Like that 8-ball, I remember trying to get that 8-ball record. I was on LimeWire for about 2 hours trying to download it.
Hey, them copyright strikes was hell back in, and they still are today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Beside me when I'm up or down bad. Yeah, them hoes mad, they didn't know what they had for real. We getting paper, taking trips with the bag. Catch us in first class, they like how long will this last? This shit forever, dog. I put a ring on my queen. Now she rockin' Celine. Can't no one get in between. How we doing our thing? She kept it triller than them niggas I thought was on my team. If I got $1 million plus, then she getting 500. She ain't talking to you lanes if you ain't talking about money. Every day for me sunny, every night for me cool. Let me take them to school. They thought I fall off, now who look like a fool? We was ballin' in Turks, now we stuntin' in Greece. This life's picture perfect, I came up out the streets. Now we walk on the beach, her physique is petite. Yeah, I like my stacks neat, and they ain't fucking with me. Lil' shawty triller than most, now champagne what we toast. When I was down bad, she kept a player afloat. We ain't nothing like them, she know that I'm him. Through the thick and the thin, we gon' ride to the end. Lil' shawty triller than most, now champagne what we toast. When I was down bad, she kept a player afloat. We ain't nothing like them, she know that I'm him. Through the thick and the thin, we gon' ride to the end. Through the thick and the thin, through the ups and the downs, we moving like royalty, I upgraded her crime. I don't question the loyalty, cause she never been foul. And if I'm ever needed, she know I be around. She know I stay on go, cause I'm triller than most. Them other hoes approach, but they getting revoked. We a team, I'm the coach, more addictive than dope. Doing brunch on the boat, we could never go broke. Up late, I'm awoke, yeah, we laugh and we joke. Making $1 million plays while they clinging to hope. They was counting me out, now they study the notes. Everything that I promised, I ain't never gon' fold. I was built for the pressure, I don't choke, but they know. She been solid from day one, she ain't chasing the glow. When them lights wasn't on, she was still at the show. Now we sipping champagne, watching sunsets on coast. Lil' shawty triller than most, now champagne what we toast. When I was down bad, she kept a player afloat. We ain't nothing like them, she know that I'm him. Through the thick and the thin, we gon' ride to the end.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that being monetized now? Because you came from the era of selling physical copies and being in the store to where now you're counting on your sound exchange and you're counting on the streams being monetized, where you got to see if you're hitting that 100K to 1 million. How do you feel about the monetization of music right now?
You know, it's less than what it previously was, but I don't have no problem with it. I'm a lifelong learner. I got to figure it out. I can't complain about it. I got to figure it out. A lot of people, they get up there in age and they start complaining about change. You know, the world is going to forever change. And if you don't change with it and continuously learn, you're going to get aged out and you're going to die and become a dinosaur. You got to continuously grow. I'm fine with the monetization. And when it change again, I'm going to learn that method and learn how to make some money that way also. I can still put up vinyl. I can still press up tapes. I still can press up CDs. But this is what people prioritize now, the digital aspect. So I got to make sure that what I'm doing is legal, is copywritten. I got my ASCAP right, my BMI right. You know, my music is uploaded correctly, legally. And if I'm releasing quality, like that's what we doing over here anyway at Cold Blooded. We streaming on every platform 70,000 plus a month. That ain't much to, you know what I'm saying, a major artist, but to an independent like me, if every platform is cutting me a $500 to $1,000 check every month, I'm fine. Fine, fam.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
It's just all about figuring it out. And, you know, when you speak about that in the monetization, what ways have you been figuring out what works for you on all these different platforms?
Consistency. You can't let the algorithm forget you. That's what people don't realize. Even when it comes to, I didn't know that musically first. What helped me know that was when I started releasing podcasts. You know, people try to do a podcast and they try to name it after they show. Or they try to put their name on it like they popping so bad that the world want to see what I got to say. Name it after the
That's hilarious.
Name it after the popular topic that you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you talking about Drake released his album this week, name it my point of view to The Iceman by Drake. You know what I'm saying? Don't name it after your show, the such and such podcast. Who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying?
Who gives a flying?
So
who gives a flying?
You got to talk about what the world is talking about continuously, and you got to keep going. And when I learned that through podcasts from uploading weekly, I seen a continuous growth, and I was like, damn, so I'm being consistent, and it's bringing, the algorithm is favoring me because humans ain't running this thing, it's algorithms. So by algorithms favoring me and I'm starting to see continuous growth, I said, let me try that with music. Every year I release a project, and every month of that year I release one of the songs from the project as a single to keep that algorithm favoring me. Then I'll release another project, and if this one is going to have 20 records on it, so this is going to last me 20 months. I'm going to keep hitting them. Boom. They're going to know something is coming. The algorithm is going to favor me, and it's going to bring more people to me. So, you know, you got to be consistent, man. It's a value in consistency that I think people don't realize in all aspects of life: health, finances, music, trying to get the algorithm to favor you. You got to be consistent, man, at what you're doing.
Absolutely. That brings me to the next question, because I'm starting to feel like this has become the new retirement home for rappers. I feel like if you weren't podcasting 10 to 15 years ago or 5 years ago, I feel like that podcasting is the new retirement home for rappers. But one thing I'll say about you is you were doing the podcasting like way before it became trendy for rappers to then do it, because you weren't just talking about rap music. You were talking, you know, you have a podcast with Troy Smith where it's two brothers from C Hills, where you're talking about politics. You're talking about voting registration. You're talking about financial investment. You're not talking about I kind of say it's like pillow talking now. It's a lot of he said, she said, and it's real messy. What are your thoughts on all the rappers going to being podcasters now?
You know, I'm fine with it. You know, people probably get from listening to this episode that I ain't bothered by much, or I'm not going to speak negatively about nothing.
I'm not either. Some stuff be comical. Some stuff you just sit back and laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you got a pod now. Like the Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder pod. I tripped off of that the other day.
Bro, I tripped off that because I was like, you know, why is it's all popping up? Nobody's creating the music like that. Now your podcast is making you more relevant and more seen than your music is. Like, how do you feel about that? Like,
I'm perfectly fine with everybody podcasting because people got bills. People got to stay relevant. They gotta, you know what I'm saying? Figure it out. Right now, I'm trying to pivot into the author space. With this book, with this album, a book is being released about my life journey, and the album of If Not Me, Then Who.
It's, released a book too. Oh man,
a real one too. Not no little boy book. It's gonna be about 400-500 pages, and it's gonna tell the story of of East Tennessee's hip hop culture, of my life, of my perception. It's motivational. Yeah.
Got you.
But what I feel about people podcasting, I'm cool with it. The only thing that I disagree with is when, you know, I learned from Troy Terrain at the Star Report. I don't know if you know Star. Do you remember Star and Buck Wild at Hot 97?
Yeah, Star and Buck Wild. Yeah, they had their radio show. Yeah, that's well, they were on MTV too. Yeah,
that's on MTV and Hot 97. But Star does his YouTube show now, and his show is the objective perspective. You know, I learned a lot from him. I also got my journalist certificate from Rolling Stone at the NYU. Took the classes online, but one thing I got to tell people about, if you creating a podcast space, you got to remain objective. You know, that
and media training.
You start looking goofy, picking sides and judging people and having a take on folks' music that is all negative or all your opinion or your feelings and emotions, and you're not speaking logically, objectively. Not being objective is nasty. And when I look at a lot of these podcasts, it's just dudes on the microphone speaking about their feelings and emotions.
Feelings and emotions, man.
Yeah, but I'm fine with it. That's what they want to do. Go ahead and do it. Salute.
Yeah. They want to talk. They want to sound emotional. They go right ahead and just click on that button and tell, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And then we ain't gonna listen to your music no more because you exposed yourself.
Damn. Well said. Well said. I'm gonna get into our next question. Is the current media helping or hurting the music scene in a whole?
It's hurting bad. It's hurting the music scene bad. Bad. Because like I was talking about objectivity, most people are only speaking about the people that they like. Or if they speaking on somebody that they don't like, they're only speaking on the negative side. When I just look at this album that Drake just released and people talking about they don't like this, they don't like that. I need you to talk about the creativity, the art piece. I really don't care. I don't know this man personally for me to be talking about what I dislike about him. It's just weird when I see these media people who somebody gave them a helping hand, now they on their side in a situation. Or somebody didn't give them a helping hand, now they're trying to tear them down so they can't grow and evolve. It's weird. Super weird. And I see that locally also. And it's nasty.
Yeah. It is. It is, man. It is.
What's your hold up? But I know the interview is about me though, but I need you to tell me what's your thoughts about when you see media speaking about artists. How do you view it, Tate?
Man, there's no objectivity. There's always a choosing of sides. There's always going with the more popular to be seen. There's always going with it's not having a bias. Like, you got to be kind of unbiased. Like, I got an unbiased opinion about music because I've charted music. I've curated playlists over a 20-year period of getting that out to other DJs and marketing with the coalition DJs. I've been a coalition DJ for a good time, like right after the pandemic. But I was always in radio and in the media of covering it on TV or through either TV, radio, or in film, thanks to 226 Film Production and the fat nigga Carlos Hess.
Yeah.
Like, he gave me that opportunity to where I was getting that media coverage on a Channel 12 at 3 a.m. in the morning. You watching it on Saturday morning, you seeing all the highlights from the shows or where we're traveling, and you seeing the up and coming artists, but I always give an unbiased opinion about the music. And I think the media struggles at that because they're not being unbiased to what they're hearing. It's kind of like you're running with who's the most popular. You're running with, and it's like a popularity contest. It's not I feel like the media has made it a popularity contest as far as that, and I think they're hurting it. It's hurting the music scene. I agree with you there. I totally agree.
You know what's crazy about you saying it though, before you get to the next question, is that the people who we view as media today aren't traditionally media.
They're not.
They're artists that's picking a side with their friends. When you go to a platform that has people that's educated on conversation, then you get a whole totally different view of what hip hop is and what it's supposed to mean. And a lot of people don't like that because they view it as people speaking softball questions. But I feel like, you know, I don't got nothing against these rappers that's turning into podcasters. They just got to keep it objective.
Man, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. There's something I've always wondered about you, and I think it was because of the previous, the lifestyle you were living at that time. Why didn't you have any videos before? You never really shot any music. Like, you were in other artists' music videos. Like, I talked about the Bun B and UNG rapper. Like, I never saw. The only videos we see of you is commercials. That's it. Like, of that era. Why is it Snake the Great never shot videos?
You know, that's about to change with this album that I'm about to release because the messaging has changed. Now, I'm known at home for rapping about things that some people would say I was incriminating myself. You know, and it was real. It was a reality. And one thing that I didn't want to do was put a face to the lyricism of you seeing the reality coming out of my mouth. You can listen to it, but I didn't want people to see it because it would have painted a vivid picture of what Tennessee really was, East Tennessee at that. And I think that I made a mistake by doing that, but I saved my life.
You made a mistake, but saved your life.
I made a mistake by not putting the imagery out.
Because you saved your life. Wow.
But I saved my life by not putting the imagery out.
That's smart. That is extremely smart.
Some people would have put the imagery out and put the words matching their face for attention. And to make more people gravitate to them because that's what they like. I never did that because I felt as if I was representing us as a whole, and I didn't want to incriminate myself and end up in prison by putting a face to the music.
It's very smart, man. Very smart. Because I always wondered that. I was like, bro, this is one of the only rappers I know that doesn't have videos, but he got all these commercials. He got all his music in the stores. I can go into Cats. I can go into Disc Exchange. I can go into JK Music. But
it's live performances out there, though.
Oh, I know somebody got the one in the platinum. I know somebody do. I know.
It's on YouTube. It's one at Fats on the east side.
East side. Yep,
yeah. It's on YouTube. It's I'm on Easy Video. It's a few pieces out there though, but you know specifically, I didn't want to put the cars and the projects. I bought it. That would have been a movie. It was needed, but it would have caused more confusion than it would have assisted.
Right. Yeah. So history with radio and radio in the hometown. Let's talk about that. Like, what was your history? What was your history with the radio stations? Because when I got to be on radio in 2006, your music was some of the first music I was ever playing that was from here. And it's just, I think it was built off a lot of relationships. Can you talk about your history of relationships with radio and then the radio in the hometown?
I'll talk about my origins with radio.
Okay.
So when K-Jam was doing that thing, and
1340,
Blue Cheese was the DJ.
1340 K-Jam. Shout out to Blue Cheese.
When he was the DJ at K-Jam, I used to come every Friday, and they would request me to freestyle. So all of the girls and stuff from AE, the high schools, Austin East, Fulton, West High School, Central. They would call in and they would say they want Trev Dog because that was my name back then. I was 13, 14 years old. They called me Trev Dog because I used to be bony and look like Snoop with the braids and stuff. And they would want me to freestyle. They didn't even want to hear the songs play on the radio. They would say, let him freestyle all night long.
Right.
That's how I met 8 Ball. That's how I met 3-6 Mafia, Gangsta Boo, rest in peace. That's how I met Tila, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I met the Brat down there, and Blue Cheese. I didn't have a car then. I was a child. He would come pick me up, take me to the radio station till his shift was over or whatever. I would freestyle all night, and that got me prepared to make records and stuff. And that was my origins with radio. So when I started making go ahead, my fault.
That's the genesis.
Yeah, that's the genesis. Okay. That was the early 90s too. If I'm talking about that radio station and me freestyle, that was like 94, 95.
Yeah. KJM 1340, man.
So when I put out music, that it was a radio station that was 97 something at first, 104.5.
8.7.
98.7. They was playing my music on that station. They was playing my music on KJam. And then KJam and them shut down and it was 104.5. Now, and I want to say something. I'm not disgruntled about 104.5. I'm not disgruntled about Joey Tech or how they prioritized a minimal artist, like a few, 3 or 4 artists during that time. But what I will say is that they did a disservice to the sound of Knoxville.
Absolutely did a disservice because people think that sound is what you heard on 104.5 because it was a popular station. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. I think it wasn't the best depiction of the artistry that was really coming out during that time period.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That was such a disservice that the impact is still felt today.
Yes, it is.
Because the sound is not defined. And the only time that a person can understand the definition of the East Tennessee sound is when somebody like me speak. You know what I'm saying? And I think my words are valuable. I think the top 5 producers that I mentioned are valuable to that sound, that specific sound. It's just that they did a disservice, man. That around that era when they was running things on the radio station, that club, the Red Iguana, and 106 was a thing at that time.
Yeah.
And we was performing. There was a ton of artists performing at those clubs, and the sound was significant. You could hear the sound, but none of those songs we could hear it once we left the club.
Yeah, and it felt like I kind of felt like 90.3 out of it was those 2 nights, that Saturday and Sunday, or even that Thursday night with Club 90.3, that you were ever hearing the city. Yeah. That you were ever hearing, you ever heard the city was through 90.3 FM and their run. Because I mean, that was almost 19 years of underground music that was getting played.
Now, to give you your flowers, that a lot of people should always, when they see you, they have to give you your flowers. You are the only person that prioritized the sound of the city. You are the voice of the city. You are the person that people should run to when they want to have a conversation, because you know everything about the city. You know the root of the creativity until now. And you prioritized everybody, if you liked or if you didn't like their music, and gave them a place to call home to be able to give their artistry to the world. That should be appreciated. You deserve your flowers. You should be celebrated. They got to put a statue of Tate in the city somewhere. To me.
Man, I hope so one day. I'm praying for it because you speak so highly of me. When you even said that, you said that on one of my lives, you said that I was the voice of the city, and I kind of felt like, you really think so? Because I try to be so humble about what I've done or what I'm doing that I don't want to get caught up into being the person it used to, or you know what I mean? I never want to become that person. And when you said what you said, it truly struck a chord with me, because I didn't even realize what I was doing being on 90.3 FM for that long, and then transitioning to 99.7 from a 103.9, then going to radio KCM, and now we doing this. It's like a true full circle moment doing this interview with you, man. Truly is, because I look at that time period of radio, and you weren't fixated on radio here because you were getting played in other markets.
That's facts.
Like, you were getting played in other markets, man. And do you feel like there was a relationship disconnect with the radio and artists during that time of what was radio and what wasn't?
We got to be honest about what Knoxville is also. Knoxville is a town to where those people in the radio wasn't trying to make a connection with the people in the street. You know, I was the street. I am the street. You know, to be honest with you, the people who I perceive has had an impact on the town that will never be replaced is me and Don Nitty. When you look at the root of the streets.
Yes.
When Don Nitty dropped that Gangster Grills, that's all you heard playing out of cars.
Yeah.
Me, you, Nitty, and I Slick got a picture that's iconic. Remember DJ I Slick?
That's my guy.
Yeah, we got he posts that picture all the time, him and Nitty, of me, you, and him and Nitty. It's an iconic image. And when I look at that image, I think about that run, and I remember doing that mixtape around that time with I Slick. The radio might not have been prioritizing us, but the streets. When you hear those bass lines coming out of those Chevys of the boys that's making all the money in the town, you know who really listening to your music. You know who value your music in the streets.
You know who value it. Yeah.
Yeah, if the streets speak for you, the radio don't have to say nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think people's perception has been kind of foggy on that, like where artists are embellishing their time period? Because I see just a lot of revisionist history. And when we speak of the history of radio in the town, and I just feel like people think that radio meant that you were the dominant artist, where it really wasn't like that if you weren't outside the market. Because I mean, you were transitioning with mainstream artists. Like, you were on records with mainstream artists. Do you feel as if people have like a revisionist history of the time period?
Most definitely. You know, people only prioritize what they can resonate with and what their perception is of success and what they feel like was successful. They don't give the flowers to people that is distant to them, or they might not see it. Or a person like you were saying, I didn't shoot videos. So by me not shooting videos, I didn't let you in. You heard the music, but you didn't see it unless you've seen it in the street. My thoughts about radio is that's programming. You know, if you are allowing radio to program your mind of what is good and what ain't good, then who really is the problem?
Damn.
The radio, the artist that you perceiving to be successful or not, are you. Because you are allowing yourself to be programmed to define what is good to you. Shouldn't nothing define what is good to you but you.
Because when you said that about 104.5, like, he said that they were a disservice to the community. Where, like, am I wording that right?
Most definitely, that's perfect. A disservice.
Yeah, a disservice. Like, I didn't even realize it at the time, because there were so many artists that were coming to 90.3 that were hitting me up, that And I didn't realize what was going on because at that time I'm doing songs with the Knoxville News Sentinel for Prep Extra. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of oblivious to what was going on because I was out of the country a lot of times hosting for MTV or BET and doing that. I didn't notice what was going on until I started really, when I started becoming the hip hop director at the University of Tennessee, and I was charting the music, and I was seeing we're not playing with 104.5 is playing, and some of their playlists starting to look like mine on certain days.
Yeah, because they trying to, when they look at your playlist, they know that's more of what the culture is than what the radio is playing, so they can continuously get their Chevrolet ads, their K's Jeweler ads. They playing Flow Rider and all the old foolishness when you playing what the streets is feeling. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
I know one thing, like why I didn't make it successful on the radio there. And this is gonna shock you. The person who I said was the #1 producer, I got more of his beats than any other artist you can think of around that area.
Yeah.
I've rapped off of more of his beats than anybody. We probably done 100 to 200 records. But I was a person that wasn't liked because of who I was as a person. I wasn't a person that was gonna accept people just because, you know, you are at a position or you feel as if you got a title. I don't view you as better than me, or you got access to things. I'm not about to bow down. I know what this is. I know the quality of this content, this product that I got. Either you're going to appreciate it or you ain't, and I'm going to keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Exactly.
Yeah. And I ain't even going to be disgruntled about it. I'm going to keep it moving because I know what it is. So I just was a person that wasn't liked at that time, and it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool, Tate.
Nah, and I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Like, yeah, it's cool. I wanted to talk to you about ageism and hip hop and how you feel about it, because like I was telling you about rappers not evolving. Like, how do you feel about ageism and hip hop, and just really wanting to get your feelings about it? Like, what do you feel is there a problem? Is there artists not growing? Is it artists wanting to stay young and keep a younger image? Like, cause I literally saw a rapper, gray haired, young nigga cut. Then the next week it's dyed. It's all different. Like, nah, for real. It's just, I started seeing that. And I just be like, bro, you had the gray beard, then you had the gray in the hair, but now you want to be a young cat again. Like,
yeah,
what is it with ageism? Because I felt like you shown that like it's okay to grow old or grow older.
That's the goal.
What's the feeling of that?
You know, I was one of them dudes that thought I wasn't gonna make it past 25. I'm 46 now.
That's wild.
And
that's wild. You don't even look 46 though.
I ain't got no stress, fam. I'm chilling. I'm not.
You ain't got no what?
No stress. It's zero stress over here. Zero. Ageism in hip hop is interesting because just 2 years ago, hip hop turned 50 years old.
Wow.
That's barely a old number. I feel like the youth prioritize talking about them old niggas, we the YNs, they old, he old. I feel like that doesn't even mean anything. You know,
right.
We all have to age. Time is of the essence. Prioritize your time and keep creating. Don't let nobody tell you what is good and what isn't good. Do what resonates with your soul first. You know, create what resonates with you. It's just like people want to put this limitation on the art form. That's nasty. We talked about Nas earlier in this interview, who's 51 years old, and it ain't nobody even really close. Can't nobody smoke Nas on a song.
Ever.
Ever. A young person or old person, but the older individuals got to support what these guys are putting out. Also, it's just that it's an interesting time. This is one of the youngest genres in the music business. A lot of genres of music is way older than hip hop, hundreds of years older than hip hop, and we gotta let it age. We want to see somebody successfully age. I want to see a 60-year-old nigga being cool at 60. And I hope it's me.
I mean, in your words, if not me, then who?
Hey, boy, you use that title. You smooth there, Tate, boy.
If not me, then who? Oh man, this has been an incredible interview,
Most
and
definitely.
I feel we touched on so much that I kind of wanted to talk about, and you know what I mean, the questions these questions I felt like needed to be answered, and needed to be answered in an articulate way by somebody who has a relationship with you that, I mean, I seen it from the Genesis. Like you inspired you inspired me to have a career. I'm
glad I was able to. I'm glad that I was able to contribute to anything, fam.
Yeah, and I tell your cousin Justin Jackson, like, a lot of times I'm like, if it wasn't for Snake the Great, I don't know if I ever wanted to be a MC. Like, you kind of were, and I tell Touch this too. He's my Jay-Z. He's the guy that, he's my big boy. He's the one that he's the guy that I seen at the high level. And here's the crazy thing: 5 Foot Giant is the father of my nephew. So I'm watching 5 Foot Giant and I'm watching you. And I gravitated to Snake the Great because, you know what I'm saying, I remember 5 Foot Giant, I was telling him I wanted to get him some music, and he didn't even realize who I was at the time, that you were already getting beat CDs from me. He didn't even put it together that I was the uncle of his child. So it's like a lot of full circle moments happen because of you in this whole realm of things. And just, talking about the producers, talking about the street music and trap music, and touching on how you feel about the scene. You've really shown evolution. You've shown evolution.
Thank you, fam. Thank you.
Throughout all of this. And I feel like for East Tennessee culture, if not me, then who is going to be one of those to firmly establish what we've all said and known for a long time, that we just need the ears to hear it.
Yeah, this is an album that is specifically for the people. It's from me, but it's to the people. It's for us to unify around an artistic piece and embrace the quality of it, the acknowledgement and the appreciation of the area, and the sound. The sound is what I want people to take heed to. The soul sample, the Smoky Mountain nighttime feel, the laid back
true Appalachia.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And this is just a great art piece for the people, and I hope and I know that they're gonna appreciate this album. Real talk, family.
Yeah, man. Is there any shout outs that you want to give, since we about to close this out, or is there anything else that we feel like we missed out on? You feel like we missed out on anything?
Oh, nah, man. This was a great conversation, man. I appreciate you, and shout out to you, family. Shout out to you.
Nah, shout out to you for real, man. Like, you know where I hold you. I hold you in high regard. So September the 11th.
If not me, then who?
If not me, then who releases September the 11th. And East Tennessee culture. I'm your man too, Pair Tate. You've got the pleasure to to hear from Snake the Great on this interview. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, because this is one of those ones that's going to be talked about for a long time. If not me, then who? Drops September the 11th.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Laying down after a long night, 20K one play, that was something slight. Riding through the city, you know we in something nice. Michelin star dinner, could care less about the price. Celebrate the wins, celebrate the losses. A player stay cautious, they hate when you ballin'. Made the lames nauseous, they sick of the floss. And I'm still kicking shit like a nigga Bruce Lee. Getting to this paper, my only decree. A representative for East Tennessee. My prime on the grind, I had them 20 apiece. Made the paper increase, now we out of their reach. Moving discreet, very unique. They pockets petite, I'm feeling complete. Made it out the streets, I was tired of losing. Had to cut off the opportunists.
That's most likely. They only hit you up when you're shining.
Never hit you up when you're hit you up.
They only hit me up when we're shining. They only hit you up when you're shining.
Never hit you up when you're hit you up.
Never hit me up when
They opportunistic, I'm moving strategic. Stayed optimistic, check statistics. We up a couple M's, live in a different realm than a cruise on the lake. And my beef and Brock Tim's, young slim, really him.
It's by the grace of God we able to do these things, have things, and and even with all of this, if I could bring a certain person or some certain people back to this world from the afterlife, I would give all this shit up to do it, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, hey man, you know what I'm saying? We can't take this shit with us.
Ownership and percentages, the language I speak. I don't hustle for a check, I build positions that peak. Don't compete with my dogs, I want us all to eat. Got the mindset of a god while you move like a fraud. They was trying to knock the hustle, I was doing my job. Nothing's out of my reach, even against all odds. Turn a vision to equity, now it's paying me back. Every move calculated, I don't play with the stacks. They was chasing the shine, I was building the base. Now my name hold weight, I don't have to display. Toasting wine in the bay, what a wonderful day. Riding over the Golden Gate, yeah, I'm having my way. From the curb to the coast, now the view's panoramic. Used to hustle for survival, now it's wealth I'm demanding. Every dollar got a purpose, I ain't spending it random. Turn my pain into leverage, now the growth exponential. Told my dogs, think bigger, we ain't stuck in the grind. It's ownership over optics, we investing in.
Everybody want to be like motherfucking Cold Blooded Records. You know what I'm saying?